Welcome back. Let's find out if we've got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Greg.
What was that about?
I have no idea.
Weird.
Adult film company Pink Visual building a porn bunker. I thought a porn bunker was where you kept your porn.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Maybe that's just me. Greg, you mentioned...
is.
Yeah, it's possible. Greg, you mentioned that a spokesman for Pink Visual says the 1,500-person guest list for the bunker will include merit-based and random selections with performers, active site members, and Twitter followers gaining priority over the general public. Guess who's now following Pink Visual on Twitter?
John Gibson?
No. My friend Joey.
Oh.
He's really into Mayan apocalyptic legends and porn.
Wow.
Yeah. Works out perfectly. By the way, that same spokesman says their goal is to survive the apocalypse, whether it takes the form of, quote, fireballs flung earthward by an all-seeing deity, extended torrential rainfall, biblical rapture, an earthquake-driven mega tsunami, radioactive flesh-eating zombies, or some combination of the above. Look, I don't want to sound cynical, but it almost sounds like they don't really think there's going to be an apocalypse, and this is just a PR stunt.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad because we fell for it, didn't we, Andy?
We really did.
We walked right into their trap.
And I think a lot of people have, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I welcome the trap because it was either that trap or Cylindra.
That's a good point. Or the Class Act.
Oh, the Class Act, the story you pitched.
A great story.
Yeah, I read 3 lines of it and felt really depressed.
Me too.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Kevin, you said Bill could have a bunker for hermaphrodites and squirrels, and I was going to ask why squirrels, and then I realized that only on this show could the squirrels part be the weird part.
That's a very good point. However, it just came to my mind. I wasn't really thinking much about it.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Nick, you said you don't understand the emphasis on Twitter followers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's to get Twitter followers.
I'm really taking it at face value.
Well, are you? Oh, okay. All right. Again, I know.
Are they going to be tweeting? Oh, I'm in the squirrel hut.
I know I'm coming across.
What are you doing? Are you at the bar?
No, I know. I know I'm coming across as really cynical in this story, and I feel bad about that.
You know, you're part of the problem with America.
I am. Yeah. I am.
Maybe you should hold off on the cynicism until after 2012.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to start a big problem here, but I really think Andy is a total today.
Okay.
Yes.
Elise, you said you find this porn bunker disgusting. You know what I find disgusting? People who find porn bunkers disgusting.
I'm sorry. I think it's, I'm anti-porn. Not anti-free. I think that we have the constitutional right and free speech and all that. I just think that porn is not good for society in general, but
I
I'm a
agree.
minority.
I agree with
Elise. It
Elise.
exploits women, and it doesn't do great things for men either.
She's right.
Porn was specifically mentioned in at least 4 amendments. So you think about that before you go bashing our founding fathers' greatest joy.
That is a lie. You are a liar, my friend.
Yeah, Franklin was.
Thank you for adding some common sense to this, Elise. Even though it was a humorous story, there is some tragedy behind this.
Speaking of common sense, Thomas Paine, insatiable.
No.
Loved porn.
Listen
The
to
first
you-
edition had pictures.
Listen to yourself, Greg.
What?
Trying to pretend that you're outraged.
I am not outraged. I'm just saying she's right. And we all know she's right. We all know she's right.
And Franklin doesn't.
You disgust me, I think, more than anything right now. Banning e-cigarettes from airplanes. Elise, you asked if this is about protecting people from being idiots and attacking people because they think they're smoking real cigarettes. I think that's partially right. I also think maybe it's about the fact that it can be confusing for flight attendants.
Possibly, but wouldn't the flight attendants be prepared to know the electronic cigarette? I've never seen an electronic cigarette in my entire life.
But they might know once they get. But if they're off doing whatever they're doing, getting someone a Coke, and they see
people,
they see what looks like
electronic
smoke coming up, and then they got to go check and see if that's an e-cig or a real cig.
Maybe people will start going into the bathroom and tampering with the smoke detectors in there and smoking their
Really?
electronic
That's what you want
cigarettes.
people to do, Elise?
Maybe
In this day and age, that's what you want people to do. That's what you want people to do, Elise. Shame on you. Shame on you for encouraging people to go into bathrooms and tamper. That is a federal crime, ma'am.
It's a serious federal crime.
And I think the Mayan apocalypse happened about 5 minutes ago. I pray it did.
That was fun. Nick, you mentioned the TSA, but this is the Department of Transportation. TSA is part of Homeland Security.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
that's okay.
Yeah. I'll add
It
one
gives me
bit
something.
again.
It gives me something to say, man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. By the way, though, Nick, doesn't it seem like the government's kind of pulling a Michelle Bachmann here? They're claiming, well, there might be harmful stuff in the vapor, even though there's no evidence there is.
Sure.
There you go. Got
Yeah,
your
I don't want to cross Andy today.
Yeah, you don't want to get
excuse
shame.
me. Yeah. Ooh.
UK little kids reported for racism and homophobia. Greg, you said last year more than 20,000 British brats under the age of 11 were put on file for so-called hate crimes. That stat included England and Wales. Kevin, I believe it's technically correct to refer to people from Wales as British, but do they prefer to be called Welsh?
Yeah, that's spot on, Andrew, as usual. Well done.
Thank you. Also, Kevin, did you say you're walking across
Nice.
Sierra Leone next month? Is she okay with that?
Yeah. Now, that's not so funny, and I'm no longer impressed with you.
No.
Sierra Leone is a country, Andrew, and you should know that.
I took it too far, didn't I?
You did?
I took it too far.
Give you an inch, and you always take a foot, a yard, a mile.
Shut up, Bill. Obama still loved in Europe. Greg, you mentioned that the survey was done by the German Marshall Fund, and then you went,
Yes.
like there was something fishy about that.
Yes. I have no knowledge of whether they're fishy or not.
Yeah, they're not.
All right.
The German Marshall Fund of the United States is a nonpartisan public policy and grant-making institution dedicated to promoting better understanding and cooperation between North America and Europe on transatlantic and global issues. Yeah. Elise, do you think it's good that Europe really likes our president, or is that maybe not good?
I don't think it's, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being liked, but sometimes it's good to have an element of fear also. And I think Obama's leading from behind hasn't made us exactly feared. Not that I'm going to be that Machiavellian, but
Right.
but yeah, I think it's a good. It's it's never bad to have allies and friends, but at the same time, Cameron and Sarkozy are the ones who touched down in Libya today, not President Obama.
Yeah.
I didn't see him anywhere near
I hate
Osama's
to
bunker.
correct you. I don't think that was Machiavelli. I think that was Sonny Lespecchio in A Bronx Tale.
Correction taken.
Okay. All right. I'm done.
Well,
Yeah. How about that?
how about that indeed, my friend? How about that indeed?
Go away.
I am. Coming up, Ashton Kutcher is dead. Set on making 2.5 Men better than ever. But first, coming up, what's the best way to tweak all that is Fashion Week? How about Bill Schultz showing some cheek? Don't you dare leave after that kind of tease. Oh.